Good evening, board members, Dr. Hernandez, and district staff. The time is now 6:02 p.m. on the 17th day of September 2019. And I call the meeting of the Edgewood Independent School District Board members to order. I will call the roll. Vice President Frank Espinosa,
Present.
Secretary Stella Camacho,
Here.
Board Member Timothy Payne. Present. Board Member Joseph Guerra.
Present.
Board Member James Hernandez.
Present.
Board Member Martha Castilla will be joining us shortly. Board President Roy Soto, I'm here as well. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Could everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, Texas Pledge, in a moment of silence? Ms. Calderon Lugo.
Good evening, Board President Soto, members of our school board, Dr. Hernandez, staff, and community. We begin our board meeting by asking our students from Henry B. Gonzalez Elementary School to please come forward as they will be reciting the U.S. and Texas Pledge of Allegiance. If we can also have the principal of HBG, Dr. Tania Moran, who will also introduce our students this evening.
Hello, good afternoon, Dr. Hernandez, board president and board members. I am the proud principal of Henry B. Gonzalez, Tania Moran, Dr. Tania Moran, and these are my wonderful students, Shanae Flaming, Camila Noriega, Araceli Moreno, Aiden Avila, Juan Hernandez, and Jerry Aragon. Of the United States of America, to the republic, one nation, indivisible, liberty, justice.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to one state, God, one nation.
And now a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. And if we can please once again give our students from HBG a big round of applause, as it is not easy to come before a crowd and do something like this. So congratulations to all of our students. Also, on another note, HBG is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, and there will be many festivities taking place during the month of November, so please stay tuned. More to come on that 50th anniversary celebration. So thank you, students from HBG. So I'm so excited once again to launch our Leaders of the Pack video series this evening. Our Leaders of the Pack are those individuals who exemplify our district's mantra: professionalism, accountability, and communication. Tonight, we're going to meet three individuals who are making Edgewood very proud. The first leader I would like to ask to come forward is Mr. Refugio Castro. Mr. Castro has been with Edgewood for almost 23 years and has worked in our operations department as a painter, masonry, and craftsman. During this time, Mr. Castro's skills have contributed to saving the district thousands of dollars. Mr. Castro is committed to his work, which is why tonight He is being recognized for his professionalism demonstrated every single day. We'll hear more about Mr. Castro during the video of our leader of the pack. Muchísimas gracias, señor Castro, por todo lo que ha hecho para el Distrito Escolar de Edgewood y por todos sus años de servicio. Se le agradece muchísimo todo su compromiso y todo el trabajo que ha hecho. Muchas felicidades. Muchísimas gracias. Sí. Next, I'd like to have Miss Isabela Portillo from John F. Kennedy High School to please come forward. As Miss Portillo makes her way up, she is being recognized tonight because at such a young age, Miss Portillo has paid attention to the message she has heard from Edgewood ISD, and that is to listen to those we serve. Isabela was bold in reaching out to our superintendent through our social platforms to bring attention to a situation she, along with her classmates, were facing, an uncomfortable situation. And she did it in a way that followed the district mantra, and in this case, keeping Edgewood ISD accountable. Congratulations, Isabela, for being a leader of the pack, and we'll hear more about Isabela during our video. Please watch your step. And finally, I would like to ask Mr. Amr Fozzi to please come forward. Amr works in this building in our technology department as the help desk technician, and he is always here helping us out. Communication is vital to the work that Amr does on a daily basis, which is why he was nominated as a leader of the pack. He gets a myriad of questions every single day, all different types of requests, and yet his support is constant. And many of us wouldn't be able to do what we do on a daily basis without the help that Amr brings every single day. Congratulations, Amr, on being a leader of the pack. Watch your step. And we'll give Amr 5 seconds to get back to the space so that way you can enjoy. We'll give him just a few minutes to walk back. And we hope, ladies and gentlemen, you enjoy the Leader of the Pack video this evening.
Me llamo Refugio Castro, comencé a trabajar aquí en el 96, llevo casi 23 años, comencé como painter's helper, y luego me hicieron masonry y ahora soy craftsman y casi hago de todo. ¿Por qué me gusta trabajar aquí? Porque no todos los días son iguales, cada día es una cosa diferente, no te aburres y o sea, ahorita te haces una cosa, mañana haces otra o mi supervisor tiene algo más que salió, una emergencia o algo y todo el tiempo no es igual, es diferentes cosas que hacer todos los días. Se siente bien que tus supervisores se fijen en ti, la clase de trabajo que eres y de tanta gente que hay que te escoban a ti, se siente bonito que vean que estás haciendo, que estás produciendo, se siente bien.
My name is Isabela Portillo. I'm a senior here at John F. Kennedy, and one of our buses broke down, so we were all forced to go into one bus, and we were scrammed in there. The AC wasn't working, the boys were sweating, we were sweating. I had recently seen on Twitter that Dr. H listens, so I figured I'd reach out to him about this problem. I recorded a video the day of on the way to Antonian, and I told him the time, the place, how hot it was inside and outside the bus. So I posted that on Twitter and I tagged Dr. H in it, and he quickly responded and told me he'll reach out to me and come meet with me, and he did. He was telling me how brave and courageous I was for being able to reach out like that and have a voice. He was very understanding, and he told us he was going to take care of the problem because it wasn't right how we have all these other buses and we're not being able to use them. He also said that he has a daughter of his own, so he wouldn't want her to be in a bus like that the way we were.
So my name's Amr Fauzi. I'm the help desk technician, and I'm the help desk. I help whoever has an issue and is bold enough to call. So if you click on that, I really enjoy my job. I like it. I've got a great team that I get to work with, which really, it's amazing to have, the kind of support that I get from, my director, from Roberto Soto, Felipe, everybody else here as well. I mean, it's fun to come to work. It's fun to do the job. It's a little hectic sometimes, particularly with my position. I think you always feel like, at the end of the day, you're tired, but you helped somebody, and I like that.
Me llamo Refugio Castro. Como
Board members, we're going to continue with agenda item 3, the superintendent's report. Dr. Hernandez, you have the floor.
First of all, I want to acknowledge before we move on and while they get up my PowerPoint, I want to thank the members of our technology team, Ms. Kayla Calderon Lugo and Carissa, who's here. I know, Carissa, you don't like attention, but these are the individuals that actually create this video. And I don't know about you, but I'm really touched that they take such pride and do hard work and how they're developing this video, because this is how we get to tell our story. As I tell people, we haven't always gotten it right. We've made mistakes in the past, and I acknowledge that as a superintendent. That's not enough for me. I think we acknowledge when we make a mistake and we do better, and we admit that we can do better, and then we actually do better. And so that's the purpose of when I came last year, is highlighting the people that are doing good work in the district. I know it's easy to point out what's wrong about the district, but there's way more good people in our district who come every day and spend a lot of hours in it. So I want to acknowledge both ladies, because if you were here last year, you saw the video, the music's changed, the look of the video's changed, but the people haven't changed. And I think that's important that we acknowledge that. Our student, I was very touched by her actually just saying, hey, look, this is not cool. And we're sitting in a hot bus. And I mean, as a parent, as a superintendent, yeah, that is not cool. And we can and will do better. So again, thank you to our storytellers, Ms. Calderon Lugo and her team, for the work that they do. They're always taking pictures and putting stuff. So I want to start. Can we give them a round of applause, because I think they did great. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my board superintendent report. Can we bring that up, guys? All right. So as always, I always like to remind everyone that every action that we take in the district is surrounded by 5 goals. We have 5 goals. First goal being focused on student success. And, of course, I'm not going to read every one of these, but Goal 5 is focused on financial stewardship. Later this evening, you're going to hear the update on Goal 2, which is focused on student, families, and community, while our Chief of Police is going to present on what we're doing in our school district. But the conversation that I'm having with you this evening is around these 5 goals. Our first goal is goal of focus on student success. That's one of our students at our beautiful Gardendale Early Learning Program from their first days out in the new garden. But I want to start out this evening by asking our high school principals who are here. I'm going to start with our principal from Memorial, Miss Pam Reese, if you will come up. So here, Miss Pam, let's give her a round of applause. You have a team with you, if you could come up. This year, our high school received 5 designations from the Texas Education Agency for high-quality work in our school. So we wanted to acknowledge that work and buy them a banner that they can display proudly outside of their school. We're going to have that put up, and we're also putting it up in central office. And so we're going to hand that to our principal and show it off to our community, because it takes a lot of, yes, if you're here with Memorial, come on up. because we want to take your picture. It is, we're very proud of their hard work. The young men and women that are coming out of Memorial are getting a quality education, and we want everybody to know that our high school got 5 distinctions this year. So let's give a round of applause to our staff from Memorial High School. And while they're doing that, I'll keep talking. You guys can take a picture. They received the distinctions in mathematics, science, social studies, comparative academic growth, and comparative closing the gaps. So they were highlighted in these 5 areas. So congratulations, Memorial. Thank you. We appreciate you. We didn't work this into the schedule, sorry. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, ladies. So our second campus that we want to highlight is our members of John F. Kennedy High School. If our principal, Graciela Martinez, will come up, and her team. Let's give them a round of applause. So John F. Kennedy High School received 4 distinctions this year in ELAR reading, mathematics, social studies, and post-secondary readiness. And so we proudly are giving them their banner as well. We want to put that out in front of our school and show it off to our community because it takes a lot of work to get this done. So thank you to members of JFK High School. Thank you, guys. Of course, not to leave anyone behind, but our high school principal from Edgewood Fine Arts, Mr. Pina, are you here? Mr. Pina, if you will come up with members of you. Is it just you, Daniel? Okay. Anybody else? All right, Yuli, you can help them out. So our high school here got 2 distinctions in mathematics and social studies. And, of course, we also want to acknowledge that and hang that out in their building so that our community knows we're very proud of the work that they're doing at our high school here. And this is our proud high school principal here. All right, guys. So, obviously, our goal is student success. And in speaking about student success, as a superintendent, well, here's the other designations, the other pictures. There are 5 things that we are strategically going into schools and looking for in all of our classrooms. We expect that our classrooms have a certain look, and we also expect that there's a certain level of quality education that's going on in our classrooms. So to that end, as the superintendent, I'm personally going into classrooms and looking for the things that you see listed here. I won't read these out to you because you can read them. But these are just examples of things that I'm going into schools and looking for to make sure that our kids are receiving the education they deserve. And so these are examples of pictures that I wanted to share with the community. This is Ms. Messer's classroom. She is a 3rd grade proud teacher at Stafford Elementary who is doing some very high quality work. When I left that classroom, my first question to our chief of staff was, she used to be an early childhood teacher. I bet you my check on that because of the way she teaches. She teaches like if she's teaching kindergartners. And when you teach 4 and 5-year-olds, there's a level of expertise that you get in terms of teaching a child how to read and write that I could just see in the way she's teaching in that classroom. That is a high-quality classroom for Ms. Messer at Stafford Elementary. So I wanted to acknowledge her and all the different anchor charts and things that she's using, that when we're all 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, those are the things we use to actually build our conceptions of things and really understand what's being taught to us in the classroom. This is also another teacher from LBJ. This is Ms. Zamora. I was just in her classroom today, thanking her and giving her a thank you card for her hard work. But I want you to look at the picture on the left. I've made a big deal this year about working on the social emotional well-being of our students, and not just our students, our adults too, but our kids, and helping them understand that the feelings that you have are very normal, and that when you don't feel good in the morning or you don't feel you're feeling a little bit less than happy, it's okay to acknowledge that. So to that end, we created these posters where kids are coming in and letting us know, hey, this is how I'm feeling today. And so what I do is I pull random kids and say, hey, what's up with this poster? Why is it here? And so they'll start telling me, well, in the morning when we get here, we take a little sticky card and we put our maybe our initials or our student ID. And that way the teacher comes through and knows how I'm feeling. And that might change during the day because I say, well, what happens if after lunch you're not feeling so good? Well, then I just move my sticky card. But now the teacher knows that the student is not feeling, maybe they're feeling extra happy. We all have that kid who talks like 1,000 miles a second. And then you have the one kid who's just kind of dragging every day. Those are important things that we have to learn in our classrooms because they can't learn if they're not feeling well emotionally. So that's one of our big new pushes that we have this year. When I go to schools, that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling kids and asking, is this actually being used every day? And if I get a no, then I start asking a different set of questions to the adults, because that's important to me. This is the other examples of teachers that are posting their objective for the day. So when I go in a classroom, if it says we're learning about numeracy or number order, then I want the kids to be able to explain, here's what we're doing and here's why we're doing it. So if you can think back to when you were in elementary school, a lot of times, well, the teacher said I had to do it. That was my answer. But I want the kids to actually be able to explain why they're learning what they're learning. That's part of making a high-quality classroom. So again, these are just samples of what's going on in the schools. Our chief of schools, our chief academic officer, the rest of the team, we're out there in schools looking for these things, because we expect that our students are receiving a high-quality education in our classrooms. The other person that I wanted to highlight as part of my report is Dr. Hector Lopez. Are you here, Dr. Lopez? Yes, there you go. Would you please come forward? So I wanted to highlight this gentleman because he has spent the last year providing a lot of our physicals for all of our students this summer. And so I know he was doing that a lot of times at the last minute of his own time. And so I want to give him a round of applause and acknowledge all the hard work. So again, I wanted to highlight his work because a lot of times he's also at our games and he's there ready if any of our kids may need any help. So thank you, Dr. Lopez. The third group that I want to highlight as part of Goal 3, Focus on Operational Excellence, is all of our PPS workers, our physical plant services. And obviously these pictures don't cover everybody. But you heard about our first gentleman, Mr. Castro, but there are a lot of Mr. Castros in the district. People who are painting our rooms, or sometimes something blows up and we have no phones or email, or everybody smiles because that did happen. Or we're having to put up something as simple as a bulletin board, or there's a leak, or whatever it is. These men and women are out there taking care of our schools. So I didn't want to lose light of that. Anybody that's in physical plant services, will you please stand? Amelia, we're bringing them up, right? Yeah, so if you will please come up to the front. Physical plant services. I don't think the guys knew what we're doing in this department. I like to surprise people because we do want to acknowledge their work. Thank you, gentlemen. The other group that I also want to highlight is our technology department. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting excited here. So the other group that I want to highlight also is our technology department. Do we have any members of the technology department here other than Almer, Mr. Soto? Okay, yes, if you guys will come on up. These are also men and women who, anytime we need any particular help, whether it's a new electronic product or we have something blow up literally, they will come out and fix it. And so this is another important group of individuals that I want us to highlight, and let's give them a round of applause too. Watch your step. So the last few items that I want to report out to our community is around Goal 5, focus on financial stewardship. So our board worked very hard this year to pass our yearly budget, and part of that yearly budget included improvements to some of our facilities. So I wanted to bring our community an update on where those improvements are. The first improvement, I'm changing my little hashtag now. It says hashtag Hernandez listens. You speak, I listen. We listen as a group, and so this is a picture of our Performing Arts Center. So if you haven't been there, we just installed new carpeting all over the Performing Arts Center, new lighting, and it has really given the Performing Arts Center a beautiful look. And that's just the beginning. I mean, we want to do some other things to our beautiful theater because we have folks that come and not only use our theater, but it's also a calling card for us to show a beautiful part of our district. So I wanted to report back to the community that that's happening. Some future things we're looking at are maybe adding some more screens, like the big jumbo screens in there, so that when we have presentations, people can actually see them. So there's future things coming along, but I wanted to not only acknowledge this work, but also my chief financial officer, who's my thought partner when we do this work too, Ms. Martinez. The second thing also is we've been able to work on our fields, and this is a picture of Memorial because they sent us a picture on their field, and so I wanted to update to the community, though that work is also going on. We don't want to see our kids running down the field and they get their foot caught in a hole or something. And so this was some good work that happened with our Memorial schools, and we wanted to make sure we shared that with the community. And then finally, these are the restrooms at Veterans Stadium. And so when Dr. Hernandez got here, that was one of the first things that I walked into and said, we've got to do something about our restrooms. So this is an updated picture of the work that was done in the restrooms at Veterans Stadium. So not the most glamorous thing to talk about, but it's definitely a need we all have at some point. And so I wanted to make sure that we talk to our community about it too. And so that brings my superintendent's report to an end, Mr. Soto.
Thank you. Board members, we're going to continue with item 4, presentations and discussions. Dr. Hernandez.
So the first presentation you have this evening is an update on our innovation programming in the district. You're going to hear from our Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Phil Chavez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Tonight we have an update for our transformation innovation. Tonight we're going to cover 4 items: our Vision 25, our board superintendent goals, our Gardendale update, and update. First, I want to start off with the Vision 25. With our Vision 25, we are looking at one particular goal, and that goal being focused on student success. As we come to our board superintendent, the first piece that we're looking at is really the reading at grade level for our students, percent of mathematics students reaching STAR achievement, our college and career military readiness scores, and of course, the comprehensive plan to establish and implement choice and innovative schools through its performance framework for Edgewood ISD. We come now to our area here, which identifies the 5 innovation zones: early childhood zone, our performing arts zone, our culinary arts zone, our leadership zone, and tonight we're going to talk about our STEAM zone. And our STEAM innovation zone consists of Gardendale, Vidales, Winston, Brentwood, and Kennedy High School. Those particular pieces allow us to look at that entire innovation zone, which resides next to Port SA in the southern sector of Edgewood ISD. The first piece that I'd like to speak to is Gardendale Early Learning Program, and as you can see, powered by Pre-K for SA. This is our first Senate Bill 1882 partnership that we have established for this year in conjunction with Gardendale Elementary and with Pre-K for SA. We had a lot of planning going on throughout the year and a lot of updates on the building and facility, and we ask you to come by Gardendale to look at the various programs that we have at Gardendale, as well as the facility upgrades that we have at Gardendale. Now I'm going to turn it over to the esteemed principal of Gardendale Early Learning Program at Gardendale Elementary. That is Kristen Willman.
Good evening, Dr. Hernandez, Board President, Mr. Soto, board members, and community. I am the proud principal of GELP, better known as Gardendale Early Learning Program. The current slide that you are looking at right now is an example of some of the excellence and greatness that is happening on our campus. You will notice that we have 2 incredible outdoor learning experiences for our pre-K and kinder students. In one of the outdoor learning, the students have the ability to take care of nature as well as explore during their outdoor learning time. The other outdoor learning experience is a tricycle track where students are working on gross motor skills. You will also notice that we have family-style eating for breakfast, lunch, and snack on a daily basis. We have state-of-the-art classrooms, which include all new furniture, as well as there were observation windows installed over the summer. And I cannot forget our highly skilled teachers and staff who went through a week of PD training in the month of June, and they started their contract on July 29th. This slide represents the enrollment at our Gardendale Early Learning Program. And you'll notice that it has increased, and that's based on the addition of our allocations in pre-K, where last year we had 1 allocation. This year we have 3 allocations, which include bilingual. We have 4 allocations in kinder, where last year we had 3, and that also includes bilingual, which gives us a total of 124 students in our Gardendale Early Learning Program. These classes include a teacher as well as a teacher assistant, and we remain in the ratio of 1:10. We also have our schedule that's reflected, and this schedule empowers students to take control of their learning and ownership of their learning. One example of this is during the plan, do, and review, where the teacher meets with a student and they plan what they're going to learn. They release the student to go do the learning, and then they come back to meet with the students to debrief to see if the plan of action really occurred. Our partnership with Pre-K for SA is strong, duly because of the communication that we have. We have weekly phone conferences with Pre-K for SA and the key members of Edgewood ISD to make sure that we're always on the same page. We are fortunate to have 2 parent liaisons on our campus and 1 that is assigned strictly to the early learning program. We also have a Pre-K for SA instructional coach who's there full-time, as well as an additional coach for our Gardendale staff who focuses on the literacy in Pre-K through 2nd. She's actually here tonight, Ms. Ortiz. We have always had a strong PTA presence, and at the most recent PTA event, we have over 300 grandparents attend the grandparent breakfast. We are very excited about what we're doing, and if you haven't had the chance to come and visit, please do so. We welcome you. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is an outstanding program, and we've had lots of participation from community and parents. And I want to invite you this coming Monday at 9. Where are you at? 9 o'clock. I thought it was 9. At 9 a.m. for our grand opening and our ribbon cutting. So we look forward to have everybody, community, staff, board members present. Thank you. Our next area, there we go, is our second School of Innovation. And this is the Brentwood STEAM School of Innovation. As you can see by the logo that was developed for Brentwood, this includes all areas of STEAM, including the arts. We've had some wonderful situations and wonderful events. The most recent is the Leadership San Antonio, which is a group of about 80 leaders, business leaders, who come together and convene to go through a very rigorous leadership program, and these leaders come from all over San Antonio. They came to Brentwood to look at the new school. Brentwood has quite a bit in terms of what they offer, in terms of preparing students for high school. At this time, I'm proud to present the esteemed principal from Brentwood STEAM School of Innovation, Ms. Eva Reyna.
So, good evening, Dr. Hernandez, Mr. Roy Soto, and board members. So Dr. Chavez kind of took away my Leadership San Antonio big highlight. They did donate. They donated $4,400 to our students, and it has to be in field trips, so it really allows us to explore some new avenues for our students and give them the experiences that they deserve. So we're really excited about that, and I do want to thank Ms. Marissa Diaz for that connection and incredible mentorship program that we're going to be creating with them. So thank you very much. So as you can see, some of the pictures up here have to do with our Tuesday professional day. We wear our blazers. Every student wears a blazer with their pants. And most importantly, we're really excited about our patch that we have. So I just wanted to share that with the community because those patches are available for anyone. So if you'd like to come and join us and wear a patch, I would love to donate one to you guys. But we wear them every Tuesday with a lot of pride, and I will say that our students have shown significant changes in their behavior, but for a positive. They walk around. Sixth graders aren't actually running around, which is, believe it or not, very hard to stop them from running. But on Tuesdays, our students aren't running around as they usually are. So it's really exciting to see how just dressing professionally, those little pieces really change our students. So just want to highlight a few things. If our students, the important pieces, these are our springboard that we're offering for math. All students are doing it in math and English. And if a student completes, and they will complete all the way through 8th grade, they are capable of finishing middle school with 8 high school credits. And that is the most important piece. We are allowing our students, opening those gateway doors for them to take those upper level math courses and our college ready courses in high school. And that is our goal. So some programs that we offer currently right now, we're still going to join the First Lego League. We will still be part of the ERIC, which is actually done at Brentwood. We do host it. D. Howard Foundation is a big part of our partnership. He has allowed us to do more field trips. He sponsors a lot of our students. And this year, we're going to have an event where AirLife will be flying in. So we're really excited about that. And that experience is for our students. On the 26th, our students will be doing the AirLife. So one of the most important pieces about this is, number one, we're open enrollment. So all students come to Brentwood, regardless of where they live, what part of the city they come from. And I will tell you that several of our students are coming from Northside. And I guess most importantly, I really want to say that a lot of our students are coming back. So the students who left us here from Edgewood are coming back to Edgewood because they believe in our systems and our schools. And they're very excited. Very, very positive feedback from our parents. We were projected at 250 for 6th grade. We are now at 288 currently. We are extremely excited about that. That's a big highlight. And at this time last year, we were at 614 students total. We are now at 688. So that is extremely exciting for us. We do expect our school to continue growing. And we did end the year at 535 students. So our goal this year is to continue to keep those 688 students here at Brentwood. We offer Character Strong for our students once a week at the middle school level. Our teachers do teach Character Strong in their lessons, about 30, 35-minute lessons, and building character for all of our students, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So each of our teachers take the time every Tuesday morning to complete those lessons. We also have co-teach. We do a lot of targeted tutoring for our students, but one of the biggest factors, and it's not notated here, is that we do a lot of small group learning in our classrooms. We want to ensure that the kids, within the time that they're here at school, we are helping them and that they're not leaving our classroom struggling. So that's a really big part for us. At Brentwood, we are encouraging and really pushing through our curriculum the small centers approach from the elementary and bringing it up to the secondary because it does work. So I just came from a meeting. We just took our teachers to SAMSAT, the San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology. Incredible place. If you haven't been, you need to go. We're definitely going to be taking our students there. But we had a meeting there with Port San Antonio so that as the adults on the campus, we can begin teaching our students what exactly does Port San Antonio offer for our kids as they grow older and as they go into high school. There's a lot of internship programs. So we want to make sure that we can talk on those on the behalf of Port San Antonio. We're very excited about those pieces. Our parental involvement has always been pretty strong at Brentwood, always had a lot of amazing parents. So this last time for grandparents breakfast, we had over 150 attendees. For middle school, that is amazing. Our entire cafeteria was full of students, parents, and grandparents. So that was really exciting for us at Brentwood. And one very exciting piece, and Ms. Teresa Salinas has been a huge help in this piece, is our Science Mills partnership. So we are partnering with Science Mills, and we're going to start creating what are called Exploration Fridays. So we will make sure to highlight those pieces as soon as that does happen. It will be at the end of every 6 weeks, so we'll definitely share those highlights when they do happen in about 2 weeks. So thank you so much, Ms. Salinas, for all that partnership there. So that's it. I'm very, very excited to be at STEAM. Thank you so very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot overemphasize the amount of time and hard work these principals, along with their staff, have put in to totally innovate and create and revamp curriculum, physical facilities, and the offerings that our students are encountering. And that's not done alone. Tonight you saw our operations folks. They did a yeoman's amount of work in meeting the deadline so we can open up both of those campuses. They worked nights, weekends, and did a fabulous job. Our technology group also did the same thing. So this is definitely a group effort. And again, I'd like to take this time to publicly thank both Ms. Willman and Ms. Eva Reyna for their hard work and particularly their leadership in the evolution of these two campuses. We will have a standing agenda meeting, or item rather, in future board meetings to report to you our progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez. Board, our second report this evening will be coming from our Chief of Police, Mr. Jesse Quiroga. As part of our monthly presentations to both our board and our members of our community, today you're going to hear about Goal 2, Board Superintendent Goal 2, which is about family, students, and commitment to our community. So our chief is going to be making that presentation this evening. Chief?
Board President, ladies and gentlemen of the board, Dr. Hernandez, thank you for having me. Hope I can do this. Before I start, I just want to thank everybody for the support. Before I start, I want to thank the board and everybody here for the support. As police officers, we're used to just doing and not really talking about ourselves. One of the quotes that we have in our police department is, "We'll either find a way or make one," and we take that from a great military leader, Hannibal. But as I begin, I want to talk about some of the community service and how it aligns with our board superintendent goal number 2. Our intended learning outcomes today are, we're going to talk about our superintendent goal, our community service, family community engagement, and our safety and security. We fall in line with goal 2, in where our superintendent will increase communication and visibility between parents, teachers, and students, the community. We also are going to provide a comprehensive safety plan a comprehensive plan to address safety and service. See, thank you for the support, right? And it's because I'm not used to standing in one spot. Sorry about that. We're going to talk a little bit about our community service. In this picture, we show some of our events. One of the ones that I'm most proud of is our monthly food giveaway. In that, we get about 22 pallets and we're able to feed between 400 to 700 people. As we started doing this, we started incorporating the use of our students, specifically at DAEP. Where's Mr. Pina? He left already. We want to start incorporating our students in there so that we can teach them about civic duty, about self-pride. And if you see some of our pictures, there's some of our community members that come out to give us that support. So I appreciate the community also coming together and assisting us with our mission. Right? This title up here, Positive Childhood Experiences May Buffer Against Health Effects of Adverse Ones. A lot of times when we do what we do, we talk about the reactive. What are we doing? What are we doing when kids suffer something traumatic, right? We want to go in there and help afterwards. But helping afterwards is a little bit too late, right? They've already suffered some of those things. Research at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School tells us that whether a child suffered some sort of traumatic experience, if we go in there and we give them a positive one, it's going to help them in the future to get better. It's going to help them overcome some of their issues. But it says that proactive promotion is going to actually help students or people succeed more. You know, we want to be proactive in what we do. So that's why that's why we intentionally go out and seek to help the community. We want to help them before things blow up. Hunger, poverty sometimes are big stressors in the community. And if we can help with those stressors, we can prevent other issues from happening. We do it through several events. One of our special events is our Thanksgiving drives. Last year, we were able to feed 180 families. We delivered food straight to their homes. We deliver it raw so that they can cook it themselves, that they can have some sort of sense of pride in doing what they do. One year, we even encountered a family that didn't have a stove. So not only did we give them the dinner, we also got resources together and got them the stove so that they can cook their dinner. We also do a toy drive. All right, last year we were able to focus on 85 families. Each family had 5 children, so we were able to reach 425 children in our school district. This shoe drive, which now I'm happy because the police department has joined with family engagement, and this year our family engagement is going to run with this project, and I know that he's going to be successful because we have a great family engagement champion. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Super. We were able to get 300 pair of shoes for our students last year, and we're going to continue the tradition. Project Red. Project Red is up here simply because where's education operations at? Right here. There she is, right there. Educational operations. I'm proud that we're starting to work together so that we can provide a wraparound services to our students. And in this picture, you're going to see our family engagement and our police department supporting Project Red. Project Red I really feel privileged in working with Project Red because we're actually bringing students back to our community or back to our schools and providing support for them. Two projects that we're going to work on this year. We're calling them simple, Project Ren and Project Perales. Project Ren, our family engagement services, and we've talked about it a little bit. There's some students at Ren that have some challenges, right? Our family engagement unit is actually going to actively support those students and reach out to them every 2 weeks or so to check on them. And it's not going to be punitive. It's simply going to be a knock at the door or a phone call. How are you? How are you doing? Is there anything that we can do to support you? If we notice that they start having more challenges, then we're actually going to start doing some more intense intervention, to address those challenges in an effort to make them successful. Project Perales is going to be the same thing. Where's Mr. Hinojosa at? There he is. Another awesome person to work with. In Project Perales, our K-9 unit is going to target the behavior unit at Project Perales. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to provide positive intervention, not punitive. We're going to go in there and see how we can motivate the students to succeed. Whatever we can do, we will. We're going to fall back to that. We'll either find a way or make one for those students because that's how important they are to us. Family and community engagement, I'm going to have George come up here and talk about that because, again, I'm proud that our units have merged, and I have a champion right here that's going to make us a success at that.
Mr. Soto, School Board Trustees, Dr. Hernandez, thank you for giving me a few minutes to talk about some of our initiatives. I know that what we're about to show you are initiatives that you've heard of, but we're also going to give you some information about one brand new initiative that's coming this school year. Through our FLI, our goal is to give our families, or the Family Leadership Institute, which we also call the FLI, our goal is to give our families the knowledge, skills, and empower them to have that confidence to be able to engage with their student at home. But along the way, we're noticing that we're also building leaders and champions and advocates for our community. We know that in our community that we do have leaders and that we do have advocates, but sometimes they need that little nudge to give them that confidence to go out and be able to share all the great things that are happening in Edgewood ISD. Our first cohort graduated in May of 2018, and within, I guess, a little over a year, we've graduated almost 100 parents out of that program. And when I say parents, I'm talking, of course, about parents, grandparents, community members. We've even had some community members from outside of Edgewood who have asked to be part of our program. So the word is getting out that we do have a leadership institute for our families, and we're excited that we're going to continue. Moving forward, we have talked to organizations in our community such as the Madonna Center, as well as the Neighborhood Place, and even some local churches where we're going to be able to take this program into those organizations once we've settled on some type of agreement. But my goal also this year is not only to provide this training for our families, but also perhaps take it into the schools and put some of our students through the Family Leadership Institute. The great thing about this institute is the curriculum fits anyone, and it can be adjusted to be able to communicate even with a child in elementary school. So we're excited. We've set a goal of graduating another 100 parents this year, and I know that with the support of Chief Quiroga and as well as our graduates who are the ones who really help us recruit parents, that we're going to be able to reach that goal. Of course, we're going to continue with our Pláticas. Last year was the first year that we entered into this program. Our Pláticas are very grassroots. It's really a conversation that we have with our families at their home. These conversations are led by our families. Last year, we were able to, I believe, host 14 Pláticas in the school district, And this year, we're going to start with our first Plática in October. We're just waiting on getting the official date, but it will be focused in the Henry B. Gonzalez area. And we're also looking at finalizing the date for a Plática in the Las Palmas area. So we're really excited to continue with our Pláticas because the information that we got last year was very valuable, and it really did help us guide how we were going to move forward this year with family engagement. So we encourage our community, if you hear about a Plática in your neighborhood or also in another part of Edgewood, you're definitely invited to come in and share with that. Dr. Hernandez is always there, along with some of his administrative staff to answer questions, concerns, to also celebrate the success of students. So we ask that you join us at the Pláticas. The next initiative, which is new for this year, is our Parent University. On Thursday, this coming Thursday, we are having our Parent University kickoff, which we're hosting at the Emma Fry cafeteria. And on this day, this is going to be more of a community resource fair. So we're pulling different organizations from our community to be able to come and share what resources they have to offer our community. But our families are also going to see these resource partners throughout the school year because we're also inviting them in to offer workshops and trainings for families. We know that, or our families know that we're here to always provide them with the resources they need, but the reality is that sometimes our families might be a little bit embarrassed to come and ask for assistance. So we want to give them that knowledge for them to be able to reach out to organizations in case there is some need. There is two components to our Parent University. The first one is the workshops and trainings that we're offering throughout the year. We're looking at offering a little over 30 trainings to parents, and those will range from everything from school safety to health and wellness to learning in the 21st century, just to name a few. And that's where we're going to invite our resource partners to come in and present with us as well. Once a parent does attend 12 classes, then they become a graduate of our Parent University. And we award them, at the end of the year, we're awarding them with a lapel pen, very similar to the PAC pen, as well as the certificate, just letting them know that they have completed that program. I've also talked to other departments, and when they're offering a training, if a parent attends that training, they are also going to get credit for attending. So in this case, let's say our special education department was holding a training. If our parent who is part of our Parent University attends, they'll also get credit. Or Gear Up is having a training, the same would happen. So any trainings or meetings that our parents would attend, they get credit. For us, it's about just getting our parents into the schools and letting them know what we're doing. And the second part of this Parent University is the symposiums that we're doing later on in the school year. And we're actually calling it Parent University Learning Institute. And this is going to be very similar to like a conference that you might attend where we have a guest speaker in the morning and then we have breakout sessions throughout the afternoon. And again, we're going to tap into those resource partners that we have been working with throughout the school year. So our first one will be on November 16th, also at the Emma Fry Center. And we will be getting a flyer out or more information out to families very soon. And then we're looking at having our second one, because we do want to host two, early April. And of course, our theme will be Fiesta, just because it's April. But I think that's my last slide. But we will have numerous events throughout the year. And actually, we do have the flyer. If you look on the screen, this is the flyer for our first Parent University Learning Institute on November 16th. And we'll make sure to get that out to our board members to make sure they have it on their calendar, because we would love for you to attend. Ready? Thank you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, though, even though we are heavily involved in the community, there are issues that happen out in the real world. From 2000 to 2018, there's been 277 active shooting incidents in our country. Because of that, here recently, the state passed a bill, Senate Bill 11, that mandates that school districts take some safety initiatives for our students, our district, and our staff. here at Edgewood, we are ahead of the state. We currently conduct standard response protocol training to all our campuses. Our safety team goes out and we use standard response protocol because it teaches not only active shooter drills, but it teaches our students and staff how to deal with various types of emergency situations. The state mandates that we have an emergency procedures book. Here at Edgewood, we are in compliance and have our emergency procedures book in order. The state mandates that schools start as of September 1, start training in Stop the Bleed, which is a training that teaches people how to provide immediate first aid to major wounds so that we can save lives when second matters. At Edgewood, we started Stop the Bleed since last year, way ahead of the mandate. The Senate Bill 11 is also going to mandate that we have that we start training in mental health first aid. I'm especially proud of this one because right now we're one of the only districts in Mr. Trevino, quote me if I'm wrong on this, but at least in Bexar County, we're one of the only districts that has 2 certified state mental health first aid instructors. One is Sergeant Riffle, and the other one is Ms. Gomez. Where's Ms. Gomez? There she is right there. And we're going to start implementing training for our staff and our students in this area. So we're ahead of the ball game here at Edgewood on Senate Bill 11. Yeah. We are also in compliance and actually ahead. Every school district by September 1 should start purchasing trauma kits to put in our campuses. In Edgewood, we already have them up. We purchased them during the summer, and our police officers went out and put up these trauma kits, and they go in line with mental Stop the Bleed training. So every campus has at least one trauma kit. High schools have like 2 or 3, right, Ms. Gomez? In there, and they're there simply as a preventive measure in case we do get into situations. We'll be able to use these kits to save lives. We have an emergency response team. Our emergency response team trains every 2 weeks in advance active shooter drills so that in case something ever does happen, we'll go out, we'll be able to neutralize the situation as quickly as possible. However, our emergency response team not only trains to neutralize situations, but they also train to provide emergency triage and emergency first aid. We're also one of the only schools in Bexar County that actually put on a training this summer with the San Antonio Fire Department. And our officers were taught advanced techniques on how to triage people that suffer casualties. So I'm very proud of that as well. We have our school resource officers. Our philosophy is to go out there and make friends with our students, get in their lives and make a positive difference, be role models. It does 2 things. It goes back to what we talked about as far as our community service. You know, doing something positive in a child's life is going to help them in the future. But it also is a form of prevention. Students feel comfortable talking to our officers. They're going to come talk to them, and we'll be able to prevent an incident before it actually happens. We have a patrol division that supports all our elementary campuses. We're also diverse, and we use different kind of tools to get out there into the community and patrol. This summer, our bike patrol units were actually out in our neighborhoods, patrolling our neighborhoods, just so that we can get in touch with the community a little bit better. We have our canine officer who is not only used as a deterrent, but is also an ambassador to our department. He goes to the elementary schools and talks to some of our elementary students, does career fairs, things like that, again, with our goal to make a positive impact on our children's lives. We want to be proactive and positive, not punitive. We have a 24-hour day, 7-day a week dispatch center, right, that monitors our entire district through our cameras and is there at a moment's notice. We get a lot of calls. We get calls to the center for welfare checks, and we'll send police officers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to go check on our students to make sure they're okay. Everything is handled through dispatch. Here's a video that shows our wraparound services. Something that again I'm proud of, because we all need to work together to make our kids help our kids succeed. I'm sure. Can we get it over there? It shows our wraparound services in action.
Fox News at 9.
So we know our children come with backpacks of supplies, school supplies, but sometimes our children also come with an emotional backpack.
New tonight, a local school district going above and beyond educating students. It's also helping many parents struggling to provide basic necessities for their kids. Fox San Antonio's David Caltabiano shows us how Edgewood ISD has all hands on deck to keep kids in the classroom.
The frustration of poverty, there's the feeling of helplessness.
It's a call Edgewood ISD employees respond to on a daily basis.
See what kind of help that they need.
Delivering what most people take for granted means the world for a mother who's fallen on hard times.
I mean, I just want to thank Edgewood. I want to thank you guys for really being there, because sometimes it's hard.
Jennifer Blanco is one of many parents who struggle to make ends meet in this area.
Losing my job and having to take care of kids and being a burden on my mom, you know, because I had to come back over here. So I know it's hard.
We have these little hygiene bags.
Which is why the school district just opened this student support center.
The shelves were full a couple of days ago, and this is what we're down to.
A place where parents can take what they need for their children.
We're always needing hygiene items. We're always needing canned goods.
But the demand for necessities is most evident behind one of their schools. As the food bank sets up,
sometimes they go for miles.
Cars wrap around the neighborhood waiting for their turn.
They need food, they need shelter, they need clothing, jackets. Winter's coming up.
Educators and police officers do what they can to make sure students stay focused.
So we know our children come with backpacks of supplies, school supplies, but sometimes our children also come with an emotional backpack.
Parents like Jennifer using this help as a learning experience for her kids.
I don't want my kids to go through what I've gone through.
David Caltabiano.
Instead of them receiving, I want them to be able to be the ones that are giving.
Fox News at 9.
And we're also learning police arrested a man, but they're still looking.
So I especially like that video because that right there was an example of our educational operations, our family engagement, and our police department working together to provide a service for our community. And when he says all hands on deck, it's because I told the reporter I'm a former Coastie, and he said he would use that term in the report, and he did. That's just a little side note. Right. So, board members, I hope that I was able to hit our learning outcomes. We talked about our superintendent goal. We talked about our community service. We talked about our family engagement and our safety and security. Is there any questions?
Board members?
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Chief. Great job, Chief. So while we're transitioning to our next presentation on Lone Star Governance, I do want to put a plug in for our STEAM School of Innovation's grand opening. That is going to be on Tuesday, September the 24th at 5:45 p.m. So please come join us at our Brentwood School of Innovation's grand opening on the 24th of September at 5:45. So we do commercials in between presentations here. That's how it works. So our last presentation this evening is on our Lone Star Governance monthly monitoring report. So we have Leticia Rodriguez who's going to be presenting this evening. Ms. Rodriguez?
Good evening, board members, Board President Mr. Soto, Superintendent Dr. Hernandez, and community members. I wish I had a great video to show you, but maybe next time. So thank you so much for your attention. Today, I will be sharing today's learning outcomes for the Lone Star Governance Report September 2019. I will first be sharing our data that demonstrates that our students are college, career, and military ready. I will be sharing the percent of students who have met the Texas Success Initiative criteria in both math and language arts and these assessments given. I will also share the percent of students who met the criteria in advanced placement exam in any subject area. I'll be sharing the percent of students who have met, who have earned dual credit course credit in English language arts or math or received 9 credit hours. Last, I will share the percent of students who have earned an industry-based certificate. I also want to remind you when reporting our college career readiness or military readiness, I want to remind you that our data lags 1 year behind, so the information that I will be sharing is our 2019 accountability reports in the graduating class of 2018. Additional learning outcomes include our constraint progress measures, the number of high-need schools, and overall teacher turnover rate. Beginning with our Texas Success Initiative, I will be reviewing this data, looking at just getting you familiar with the bars that you will see. You will see the yellow bar that will represent last year's data, blue bars will represent this year's data, and the green 5 bars will represent our 5-year goal. In 2018, 16% of our students met our Texas Success Initiative requirements. Our 2019 goal was 18%. As you can see, we exceeded the goal of 22%, meeting our 2021 goal. We were 3% short of our 5-year goal. Currently, I want to share that we have 79 students out of 558 students who have already met this criteria, giving us 14%. Last year, at the same time of year, we had 31 students, and we had met the goal at 6%. So again, you will see that we are above that by 8%. Next, sharing our our advanced placement criteria. In 2018, we had 8% of our students who met the advanced placement criteria. Our goal for 2019 was 10%. As you can see here, that we met the goal with 11%. And also want to share with you that we have 354 students in 12th grade who are currently enrolled in advanced placement classes. Last year, we had 181 students, and that is placing us with 173 more students already enrolled in these advanced placement classes. Also want to share with you, we have currently 9th through 12th grade, 991 students enrolled in advanced placement classes. That is over 300 more than last school year. Now reporting on our dual credit courses. In 2018, we had 13% of our students earning dual credit for at least 3 credit hours in reading or math, or at least 9 credit hours in any subject. In 2019, only 11% of our students met that criteria. We did drop by 2%. We did not meet our goal of 17%. I do want to share with you, though, that we do have some exciting things happening in dual credit courses. Currently, we have 223 students enrolled in dual credit courses, when last year we had 83 12th grade students enrolled. So again, more than we have in last year. And overall enrollment, we have 690 students enrolled in dual credit courses. Last year we had 233. Again, that is 400 more students enrolled in our dual credit courses. Now reporting on our industry-based certificates. In 2018, we had 1% of our students who earned a certificate. In 2019, we had 2% of our students earn a certificate. We came in short 1% of our goal. Our goal for 2020 accountability year is 5%. And I want to tell you that we are already on target to meet that goal. Currently, our class of 2020 has 23 students who have earned a certificate for 5%. Again, making us hoping to, with that number, we will meet our 2020 goal for the following school year. Now, sharing the reinforcements, these are things that are working for our school that we will continue to do. For college, career, military readiness, we have met our 2021 goal with 22%. That we met our goal in 2019. We also met our 2019 goal for advanced placement. Our enrollments have increased in both advanced placements and dual credit courses, and we will continue to provide a strong support system for our students
in dual credit courses, whether that be tutoring before and after school and Saturday school. And we will continue to train advanced placement and dual credit teachers to ensure that we are best preparing our students. Refinements, looking for refinements in college, career, military readiness, we will implement, there you go, we will implement a screener for 8th grade students for math, reading, and writing. Next, we will continue to develop a process to certify and recruit dual credit teachers. We will align career and technical education programs for kinder through 12th grade. And we will also develop an industry partnership to provide real-life applications for our students. And we will be adjusting our coursework so that we align to the standards and certification exams. Our superintendent's evaluation for this program is, you can see our district has received a C rating with an overall score of a 78. Our overall score for college, career, and military readiness is an 83, and we did meet our 5-year goal of an 82. Our 2019, we met our 2021 Texas Success Initiative goal, and our district hired new advanced placement and gifted and talented instructional coaches. And now reporting on our constraint progress measures. In 2018, we had 6 high-need schools. Currently, we have 9. Looking at our teacher turnover rate, you can see that we had a steady decrease with the turnover rate at 18.1%. And again, we have met our 5-year goal. Reinforcement. For high-needs campuses, we can share that our district and 6 schools increased their overall score compared to 2018. Our college, career, military readiness increased in both district and high schools. Memorial High School has demonstrated the most improvement with an increase of 21 points overall. And we also saw increases with our district, Kennedy High School, and Gus Garcia. Reinforcements for our teacher turnover rate. We met our 5-year goal of 18.1%. All employees received a 3% salary increase, and teachers with 6+ years received an increase of 3.5%. And also our new teachers and second-year teachers received a gift certificate of $150 from Dr. Hernandez as a token of his appreciation for choosing Edgewood. Refinements for high-need schools. We do have 9 schools that received a rating below a 60 with a letter grade of an F. 10 schools experienced a decrease in overall score in 2018. Wren Middle School received a 59 following the 3F rule due to receiving 3 Fs within 3 domains. We have 2 schools opening a new model school for 2020-2021, and 2 schools opening a new model school for 2021-2022. Looking at refinement for teacher retention, although our teacher turnover rate continues to decrease, it still exceeds the state's average of 16.6%. Our superintendent's evaluation for the program. For our high-need schools, our district is rated a C with an overall score of 78. Our college, career, military readiness score of an 83 met our 5-year goal of 82. Our 3 high schools were identified with distinctions. We have 2 new schools of innovation, Gartendale Pre-K for SA Early Learning and Brentwood STEAM School of Innovation. We have 2 principals who are currently in incubation from Las Palmas and Parales, getting ready to launch their new schools in innovation in August 2020. And teacher retentions. We met our 5-year goal with 18.1%. We had salary increases for all employees, and again, gift certificates for appreciation for returning and coming to Edgewood ISD. Any questions? That was fast. Sorry. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.
And board, I will remind you, this is the presentation that you received at our board study session. So for our general public, just so you know, we do have these presentations that happen 2 weeks prior to this evening for a board study session. Those usually are evenings where our board's working on these agenda items from anywhere from like 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's 4-hour meetings where the board's becoming informed on the items that they vote on and they hear about. So just wanted to make sure that the community knew we were doing that. Okay, so if we don't have any other questions, Mr. Soto, that does conclude our presentations.
Thank you. Board members, we do not have any citizens that signed up to address the board this evening, so we will continue with agenda item 6, the consent items. At this time, do we have a motion to accept the consent agenda items as they're listed?
Vice President, I motion to accept the agenda items as presented, A through J.
Thank you. Board members, do we have a second?
Second.
Board member Stella Camacho moves. Board member Joseph Guerra seconds. Do we have any discussion? We have no discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Board members, the time is now 7:23 p.m. and the board will adjourn into closed session pursuant to section 551.071 and 551.074 of the Texas Government Code. The board is now in closed session. They only have
Ms.
four.
Martinez has corrupted the group. LT.
Oh,
LT, I thought you were going to keep them in line, sir. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Mátame.
Reconvened from closed session. The time is now 7:52 p.m., and the board will take appropriate action on items if necessary, as discussed in closed session.
Mr. Soto, members of the board, just to kind of walk through the policy with respect to renaming of school facilities or buildings. The policy that Edgewood ISD has, it's CW local, and it specifically says, with respect to renaming of a school facility, the board must first initiate the process by a 3/4 majority vote of the full board, utilizing the same or similar process when you use to name a school facility. So basically tonight, if the board so wishes, and there's 3/4 of a majority vote today, it would be basically just initiate the process to rename a facility after, whoever the board wants to designate it after at the next board meeting. So at the subsequent board meeting in October, then at that point, then a name could be brought to the board for consideration, and whatever facility the board is thinking about would be worthy of that name designation to be renamed, and that vote has to be passed by a simple board majority. So tonight's vote has to pass in order to initiate the process by 3/4. The vote in October would have to pass by at least 4 out of the 7 board. So that's the two-step process that we have to initiate if there's a motion tonight.
Board members, do we have any questions?
Does this have to be by individual vote, so you have a number, or can we just say, everybody says aye, or?
Everybody could just say aye.
Board members, any other questions? Board members, do we have a motion?
Mr. President, I move to initiate the renaming of a district facility by utilizing the process to name a new school or other unnamed facility using the criteria stated in CW local by simple majority of a board vote at the next board meeting.
Board members, do we have a second?
Yes, Mr. President, I second that motion.
Secretary Stella Camacho moves. Board member Timothy Payne seconds. Do we have any discussion? Board members, if we have no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Board members, we've completed all of the agenda items for this evening. The time is now 7:55 p.m. And the board, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes, Mr. President, I motion to adjourn.
Board members, do we have a second?
Second.
Board member Timothy Payne moves. Board member Joseph Guerra seconds. Do we have any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. All right.
God willing.
When do I say? Over there.
Bye.